Actually speaking, Krishna and Arjun are not separate. Arjun is the illusioned and confused mind, Krishna is the center of that mind. That is the relationship between Krishna and Arjun. Krishna is the heart of Arjun. That within you, which already knows, is Krishna.
My question was, we're often told that we should learn from our mistakes, that we should retrospect and we should be aware about our mistakes. But sometimes when I look back to look at the mistakes that I have done, I often find myself going into a sinkhole. Instead of taking it positively, I take it negatively. So how should I like positively learn from them instead of like just spiraling down in it?
So you committed a mistake. What happens when you look at that episode?
For example, I failed in a test, and when I look back upon it, I just feel ki I won't be able to do it. Instead of getting motivation from it, sometimes, for example, there was a test and I worked really hard for it. I worked for 15 days and I still wasn't able to succeed. So when I look back upon it, sometimes instead of looking at the mistakes, I often find myself thinking, ki I won't be able to do this. Instead of getting
No, but your conclusion is not misplaced. If you repeat what you did the last time, you will fail again the next time. So your conclusion is just all right. You look at the previous attempt and you feel you won't be able to make it again. This is a perfectly right conclusion within a condition. Do you see the assumption attached, the condition attached? The condition is, I do not want to change. Now the task remains what it was and you remain what you were. Obviously the result would remain what it was. For the result to change, something has to change. The weight of the task hasn't reduced. So what's the only thing that can change? The way you approached it, your assessment of yourself, the effort you put into it, the attention you gave it, that has to change. But the ego does not want to change that. Because to change your actions really, you will have to change who you are. There is this thing, ego, that wants to defend itself. It does not want to change. It wants better results, definitely, that is what it wants to change, the results, but it does not want to change itself. So it will look at the previous attempt and say, oh, why try again, I will fail again. And the ego is right, because the ego does not want to change. If you are prepared to change, nothing is beyond you. It's not that things are too much. We make ourselves too little in front of things. You are not an absolute. You are not a fixed entity. You have a choice. You choose what you want to be internally, and you can choose to be big or small. If you choose to be small, obviously you will be dwarfed in front of big challenges. The challenge is so big, I am so small, but you have chosen to be small. The challenge is only relatively big. The challenge is not absolutely big. Challenge is big in relation to what you have chosen to be. And that's a sovereign, free choice. You can exercise it. You can say, I can be different. I love this project so much. The importance of this challenge is so much that I have to succeed. I cannot afford to fail. It is something of tremendous importance. It is of so much importance that I would rather change than fail. Right? If self-preservation entails self-destruction, why self-preserve? The ego is fond of self-preservation. It says, oh, please, 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 let me be secure, let me be secure. But that self-preservation, in some moments, is revealed to be self-destruction. It always is, just that the revelation happens selectively, episodically. At least when it becomes obvious that by choosing to remain yourself, you are choosing to condemn yourself, then choose to change. That's what Vedanta teaches you. Vedanta is a philosophy of great empowerment. I encourage everybody, especially youngsters and intelligent youngsters, to go to Vedanta. You have a choice. That's the central message of Vedanta. You always have a choice. You have a choice not just with respect to things in the world. Your most fundamental choice is with respect to who you are. You can be anything. And you can choose to be absolutely nothing. This choice is the pinnacle of all choices, to choose to be absolutely nothing. Because when you choose to be nothing, then you can afford to be anything, as per the requirement of the great challenge. Right? So, when you look at your failures, ask yourself, what was it within me that failed the moment? Even as you look at the task that proved overpowering, also with one eye, look at the one who was overpowered. What was it within me that failed to stand up? And that's the one you need to change or discard. Right? You need not keep a loser within. Is there any fun in that? So identify the loser within and lose it. No? We all make mistakes. We all prove unequal to the tasks at hand. Find out who was sitting within, incapable of the task. Find him and fire him. You are dismissed, out. I need somebody more competent. Am I making sense? No.
Yes, I'm getting it.
Every failure then becomes a stepping stone, an opportunity to know yourself and therefore improve. So many wise people have thanked their failures heartfully. They say we would have never realized our weak spots had we not failed in such situations. But remember, the project you take up must be worthy of your love. Otherwise, instead of dropping your weaknesses, you will drop the project itself. The project has to be tremendously lovable, so lovable that you cannot drop it in spite of all the failures. So the project cannot be dropped. Then the only option is to drop the weaknesses.
Yes, sir. Yeah, That gave me quite a lot of clarity. Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of BITS Embryo, I would like to thank you for this insightful, inspiring, and truly thought-provoking interactions. All of us were really captivated, and it was an immense pleasure to listen to your wise words and learn so much from them. Thank you once again.
Thank you.